واسع الكرم
أم هبت الريح من تلقاء كاظمة وأرمض البرق في ظلماء من إضام
يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم أيحسب الصب أن الحب منكتم ما بين منسجمين منه ومضطرمين يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم آمين تذكر جيراني بذي سلامي ما زجت دمعا جرى من مقلة بدمي يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم
أم هبت الريح من تلقاء كاظمة وأرمض البرق في ظلماء من إضام
يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا واسع الكرم أيحسب الصب أن الحب منكتم ما بين منسجم منه ومضطرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم آمين تذكر جيراني بذي سلامي ما زجت دمعا جرى من مقلة بدمي يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم
أم هبت الريح من تلقاء كاظمة وأومض البرق في ظلماء من إضام
يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم آمين تذكر جيراني بذي سلامي ما زجت دمعا جرى من مقلة بدمي يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم
أم هبت الريح من تلقاء كاظمة وأومض البرق في ظلماء من إضام
المصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم أيحسب الصب أن الحب منكتمون ما بين منسجمين منه ومضطرمين يا ربي بالمصطفى مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم آمين تذكر سلامي ما زجت دمعا جرى من مقلة بدمي يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم
أم هبت الريح من تلقاء كاظمة وأومض البرق في ظلماء من إضامي
يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم أيحسب الصب أن الحب منكتم ما بين منسجمين منه ومضطرمين يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم آمين تذكر جيراني بذي سلامي ما زجت دمعا جرى من مقلة بدمي يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم
أم هبت الريح
مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم أيحسب الصب أن الحب منكتم ما بين منسجم منه ومضطرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم آمين تذكر جيراني بذي سلامي ما زجت دمعا جرى من مقلة بدمي يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم أم هبت الريح من تلقاء كاظمات وأرمض البرق في ظلماء من إضام يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم أيحسب الصب أن بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم آمين تذكر جيراني بذي سلامي ما
Apa dia?
زال
Kalau saya simpan
عن
sekali punya.
جفا من مقلة بدمي يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى
Sunny, you can start. Alhamdulillah. And a very good afternoon. Let us begin this session, special session for the recitation of Kitab Al-Fatiha. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Arrahmanir rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قالوا سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. أما بعد. Honourable Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Dato' Zulkifli Abdul Razak, Director of IIUM, respected University Management Committees, Associate Professor Dr. Sani Izan Ihsan, the Dean Kulliyyah of Engineering, Kulliyyah Management members, all academics, administrations, and technical staff. Welcome to this special engagement session with the Honourable Tan Sri Rector with Kulliyyah of Engineering. So this is a special session which I think would be very fruitful. That the objective here, if I can see here, is it is to obtain the feedback from the Kulliyyah on the strategic framework of the university, namely the IIUM roadmap, the SAF, and the IIM 2040. Especially in terms on how these frameworks allow Kulliyyah to perform better and how these frameworks being adopted at the Kulliyyah. So before that, I would also like to welcome all those staff who are online. I think we are live now in Zoom as well in YouTube channel. Yeah, so welcome to all of you. So second objective is to discuss with the Kulliyyah on its plan towards leading the world. And the third one is to discuss with the Kulliyyah its showcase for IIUM 40th anniversary celebration. As we all know, it's in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, 40th anniversary. So that would be what we want to actually know from the Kulliyyah. So before I think we extend our discussion, I would like to invite Professor Nasruddin to recite the dua. فليتفضل مشكورا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا غافر الذنب ويا قابل التوب يا شيخ العقاب يا ذا الطول لا اله الا انت اليك المصير. اللهم صل وسلم واكرم وزد وبارك على حبيب المصطفى صلاه تنجينا بها من كل الذنوب والمعاصي والمعايب والفتن يا كريم. اللهم يا عفو يا غفور يا رحيم، اسالك باسمائك والكلية والصفات العلى ان تجعل لهذا اليوم المبارك الكريم وان ترفع فينا قدره وان تسهل فينا امره وان تسهل هذه الجامعه لاداره مديرها الدكتور عبد الرزاق واداره هذه الكليه اداره اخونا الدكتور سامي. نسالك يا رب ان تسهل امر كل هؤلاء الرجال وترفع امر هذه الكليه يا عفو يا غفور يا رحيم، وان يكون هذا العمل خالصا لوجهك الكريم يا ارحم الراحمين ويا اكرم المكرمين. نسالك يا الله ان تجعل كل هؤلاء الرجال جميعا من الانبياء والاصطفاء واساتذه والله واداريين لخدمه هذه الجامعه ولخدمه هذا البلد ولخدمه امه لا اله الا الله. نسالك يا رب ان لا تدع لنا ذنبا الا غفرته ولا دينا الا قضيته ولا مريضا الا شفيته ولا مبتلا الا عافيته ولا طالبا الا نجحته ولا مريضا الا شفيته. نسالك يا رب يا كريم ان ترفع عنا هذا البلاء والوباء برحمتك وقوتك وبحولك يا كريم. نسألك يا رب يا كريم أن ترفع عنا هذا البلاء يا رب يا كريم الله. اللهم قد عظمت الذنوب علينا وعظمت الأمور علينا، خفف عنا ثقلها ووزرها يا كريم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم برحمتك وقوتك على الخلق نسألك يا رب أن ترفع هذا البلاء وترضى عن محمد وعن أمر هذه الجامعة وأن تيسر لها كل أبواب الخير وأن تيسر لها كل الرجال المهتمين بأمرها وأن تعلم من شأنها وأن ترفع قدرها يا كريم. وصلى اللهم وصلي وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد في الاولين والاخرين.
Thank you, Prof, for the dua. Inshallah, hopefully it will be accepted by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Right, we have come. I think we'll like to make this, session tansri, right? Not very formal, as casual as possible. I think everyone is like very serious in this room. Thank you. Sorry. Inshallah. So the next session will be the welcome remarks by the dean. فليتفضل مشكور. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Honourable Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Dato' Abdul Razak, our Honourable Rector, and Dr. Zul, Dr. Faris, and also I believe the rest of UMC members are online. Okay, I would like to really welcome everyone on behalf of the Kulliyyah Engineering. We welcome the University Top Management to come to our Kulliyyah. Of course, this is not the first time, but of course, the first time for me being the dean here, and then of course, was why I think the fence is a little bit there. But anyway, then, yeah. Again, we would like to welcome all the delegates to the Kulliyyah, and of course, as mentioned by our Dr. Azami, our MC, is the purpose of today is basically. It's kind of for us to really show what we have and what we have what we call accomplished or we have gone through for the last few years. And the most important is to get feedback, inshallah, for us to hopefully be on the right track. And maybe if it is a little, maybe a little bit straight here and there, hopefully with the presence of the top management that we can correct our path and in the right direction, inshallah. So I think the welcoming remark will just be very short. After this, I will have another presentation. Then from there, I will do further discussion, inshallah. So I think that should be all. Again, then welcome. Then inshallah, hopefully, then this will be a very good session for us as well, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan kathira. Without further ado, I think I will give the floor to Tan Sri for his speech. Please, Tan Sri.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. La haula wala quwwata illa billah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dr. Zul. Oh, okay. Dr. Sani, brothers and sisters, thank you very much for this reception. I recall not too many years ago, this is the first Kulliyyah that I stepped my foot in. Then I was still a toddler, still learning what this university is all about, and I vividly remember your warm welcome was the one that sort of motivated me to work harder for the university. And now I think we are almost 3 or 4 years down the road. And I do expect some very nice, if not miraculous, development from KOE. But you have been in the forefront, I think, for many of the activities of the university, starting with the ambitious river activities, but it wasn't our fault entirely that we are not able to cope up with it because the environment was just too much to deal. But certainly the motivation, the commitment, the dedication that has been shown by this Kulliyyah is uncomparable, and I was very excited then because you put up the kind of a benchmark for the rest to follow during that particular time, and I hope we will still do so today. I also take commission of the frames that they've got around the rooms. I mean, this really shows that you take the trouble to exhibit it, to make sure that you are reminded for it. And I don't see this anywhere in any Kulliyyah yet. I hope after this they will also put up some just to show that they also do the same thing. But certainly it is something that in a way gives you a kind of a signal that you are interested, you want to do something, and I hope this is something that you are looking for moving forward for the year 2022 and 2023. These are the milestones that I would see for the year 2022. We are quite committed, at least I am quite committed to run the leading the world kind of thing, because in my few discussion, a number of things that I think we can tell the world that we are doing and we can be proud of it. So it's a question of how do you want to put it, how do you want to present it, so that people will recognize you as one of the world leaders, if not the only one, in some way they say we do. And certainly on the year 2023 is the turning point. The 40th anniversary is time for us to relook at what we have done and what can we do better 40 years after it existed. And I think there is a lot of things that we can discuss it. So I would like to just keep it short. This is a time for me to listen and for you to speak. All this time I've been speaking and I don't know who's listening, but but hopefully we will come up with some culmination of what to do, inshallah, at the end of it. So thank you very much, Sani and colleagues, and certainly I look forward to the discussion today. Yeah, make it as friendly as possible, make it as informal as possible, so that you are not stressed by this session we have today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Tasri. Thank you very much for that. I think this is the moment that we're waiting for. Then we are waiting for, of course, the presentation. I think by the dean of the Kulliyyah on our achievement, inshallah. So please, Sani.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Well, it's not really an achievement, but all the activities that we have. Well, not really all, but the one that we will present, I think, covers pretty much in the area that we will be. We have been doing, and we are planning to do also, inshallah. All right.
This picture ni pada mana ni? Pada tempat ni. Ini for KICT kita pun apa sense vision why.
Saya
Bukan ICT is on the other side. This one is close to clinic.
So what is the building on the side here? On the
ILM has
looks like a nice section.
Yeah, very nice view from there. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, there are several sections. I will first, the first part, I will be talking about a general overview about the Kulliyyah first, so that I can kind of refreshing to most of us, inshallah. And I will spend a little bit time on this part. is covered by the camera there. Okay, this is the new lineup for our Kuliyyah of Engineering. We have, I think, almost similar to all other Kulliyyah. We have academic departments, of course. We have Deputy Dean, Academic Analyzation, Prof. Ma'an. We have also Student Development and Community Engagement, Associate Professor Dr. Hasman Mansoor, Postgraduate and Responsible Research, Deputy Dean as the Deputy Dean is Associate Professor, I am Dr. Sarina Sulaiman, and we have our Tuan Haji Hashim Selamat as the Deputy Director. We have 7 departments, the academic department. From the list there, we have Biotech. Soon, inshallah, we'll be bringing to Senate the change of name for that, inshallah, because we have a new program, the graduate program, Chemical Engineering. We have Civil, we have Electrical and Computer Engineering, we have Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, the name just approved by last Senate. Mechatronics, Manufacturing and Materials Engineering, and Science in Engineering. These are all the academic department. And then we have also all other units and call that, well, basically to help us to run our program, we have head of PACA. PACA is meant stand for Program Accreditation and Quality Assurance, basically to deal with our accreditation body. Of course,
PACA?
No, it has been there for many years. I think 2013 or 14 or something like that when we started. It is really helpful for us to focus on the accreditation issues. We have, of course, head of research, responsible research and innovation, and then head of technical to look after all our technical activities and laboratories and all the staff, the technical staff. We have also leads. This one is basically our business wing in a way, inshallah. Already more than 1 year old. Used to be COISO, the name, and then we changed to leads. Okay.
What is the long name for it?
Lean Development and Sustainability Office. Yeah. And then we have units there. One is to look after our engineering industrial training, and AKAL, of course, to answer to KCA. I mean, as a liaison for KCA. And under sustainability there, Kuliyyah sustainability apart from leads, which is to look after our financial sustainability. We have also for accreditation, sustainability or academic, we have coordinator of professional engineer development, and then Islamization of human knowledge. Okay, so this is basically the structure. And of course, we promote to have subcommittee also under each office to have more people to be involved in our activities. Under the technical department, we have all the various our technical staff. These are all very small, but just to show the structure. We have various many laboratories, so we have around 70+ technical staff to look after the activities there, as well as managing, in a way, managing our Kuliyyah as well, because we really, they really help us in maintenance. Okay, and
you made some changes probably in terms of your the reclassification of your bidang.
We did a curriculum review, and there are new program names. So that was why we changed the department name. Last time we brought in mechanical and aerospace, and soon we will be bringing the chemical department. We plan to change it to chemical and biological engineering department. So they will be in the next week, our Senate meeting, inshallah. Vision, a global center of innovative engineering education and research with values and professional ethics is in that. And our mission, of course, to be a referral hub for engineering education and sustainable solution based on Islamic principles for a better world. And we retain our strategic direction, which has been developed, I think, quite some years ago, actually, even before our humanizing education. So we first developed this in 2019 January. We will retain and we will maybe improve soon. Then inshallah we'll have our own strategic planning soon, inshallah. Okay, and this is our strategic planning framework. Again, it was developed in early 2019. we revisited that, and basically our commitment or our duties are there. There are 3 balanced engineering education based on Islamic principle. We also committed for responsible research and innovation, as well as Sejahtera and Rahmah community. So these are our focus, our commitment to develop. And of course, the processes are there, ranging from student development as well as our activities on research and community, as well as personal development on probiotic environment. Okay, and now we have, of course, the LMS. And quick fact about our statistics, our engineering staff consists of course, academic, administrative, and technical. As you can see, now we have 68 technical staff. Okay, 206 academic and 22 administrative, managing the Kulliyyah. And in terms of academic staff, based on post, we have, as shown that the trend is going down slightly based on years. Okay, and this one is between local and international, the total staff that we have, just to show the breakup. Okay, so this is where we are now. We have around 206. Sorry, let me go back. We have around 206 academic staff managing the
So international 30
yeah. Yes, we can see the number of users in the last few years in the trend.
The student staff ratio is still okay.
Yeah, even the student number is, I will show after this, and going a bit down because of some issue with our Gambang before, and I think the new trend also will be kind of a threat for our program, but we will look into that, inshallah. Okay, this is for the student population. The PG student, currently we have around 331 total, and undergraduate, as you can see, the trend is going down. Population wise, our program or our Kulliyyah, in terms of the projection, we are talking about 2,800 population undergraduate that we can cater. So I think there are still room that we can still take. This is until 2020, but the recent one that we have around, up to the recent intake, we have around 2,159 population. So still below, and yeah, the issue that we have, I mean, we see the trend already the last few years.
This is because of the COVID,
COVID, and also kind of call that student interest trend going more towards ICT and things like that. We can see the trend. Actually, the last few years, more and more students going from our CFS are interested to go to ICT rather than engineering. What we used before is that maybe less than 100 out of 1,000 population of our CFS students, because engineering and ICT are under the same CFS program. So they come from the same, under the same program. And then towards the end, they split, they go into, streaming into engineering as well as ICT. But in the last, what we used to have is usually students wanted to go to engineering, and they really like to change our program and everything. All back old days. But the last few years, you can see the trend. More and more students are more interested to ICT.
But I thought it's a glut for ICT employment.
Well, I think there are a few issues as well. Even engineering employment also, there are some issues in the country. Even though I think globally it's okay, but in Malaysia, I think there are news talking about the salary issues. That's something that we have to look into. Well, I think it is the trend is not only in the university. I think other universities also feeling because of the IR 4.0, big data issue and things like that. People more and more interested in ICT. All right.
Also interested in science.
Yeah, there is also.
Yeah, science is losing its appeal.
So that 60% go to science stream in school, but 5% of them they go to arts after they go to
That's why the question I want to raise after is your global center on values and ethics. This could be a new area to redefine what is technology and science all about. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, all right. Interesting. And this is our undergraduate. We used to have 9 undergraduate program. We reduced to 9 now. We reduced to 8. Okay. Basically, the one that has been approved last year. Okay. And then for postgraduate, we have research mode for masters as well as mixed mode and coursework. And we have, of course, PhD in engineering. Number 10 in the middle there, civil is ongoing. It's coming to Senate soon, inshallah. Okay. All right, and also just to highlight that, Alhamdulillah, our flagship 2.0, Kulliyyah Engineering were given the responsibility to lead 6 flagships. Okay. Ranging from, as you can see there, of course, sci-tech is very much related to STEM, okay, promoting to schools. And then we have also Stingless Bee, and we have even Sana Al-Tajweed for Quranic culture among Ayam family. Okay, so that partners. Food waste composting, and the electric coaster, as well as river plant. Okay, so these are the 6 that is being led. And of course, there are collaborators from various Kulliyyah, Mahala, etc. Okay, and I just want to tease a little bit. Of course, I think because mothers know and also I believe aware. We are hoping to get another one soon, inshallah. Smart hygiene by June, inshallah. I think they are moving to UMC soon, inshallah.
Smart hygiene yang kita letak baru kan?
Yeah.
Suppose sign MOU lagi sign.
So right. Okay, inshallah, I think that would also help a lot the university in terms of improving the for maintenance and things like that. All right, so inshallah we'll have 7, but currently we have 6 to lead in terms of reflections. Okay, so basically those are the overview of our Kulliyyah, and next one will be just to show some of the, just to showcase what we have done and what we plan also in the future. And we hope that we are pretty much aligned with the roadmap, soft, as well as our to celebrate our 40th anniversary soon, inshallah. Okay. All right. Okay. This one is just summary. Before I showcase in terms of what we have done, this one will be a summary. For IAM roadmap itself, promoting understanding and internalization on IAM direction and roadmap among our staff and students. I think this is one of the most challenging actually to bring understanding. I mean, rather than just memorize, you know what it is, but I think more important is to internalize and so that it can be translated into action. I think this is one of the things that we have been conducting. We have been planning through talks, discourses, and reflections. We have as shown on the right there, we had conducted several. We invited the Faris, we invited Dr. Liana as well to give some mind setting session for discussion with all our staff. And also we have a regular pre-semester gathering for all our academic staff as well as admin and technical. So usually for academic that we prepare them also for the coming semester in terms of teaching and activities, and also we take that opportunity as well to bring about this concept of SAR, how everybody can be contributing to basically developing the future leaders in our graduates. Okay. And inshallah, even in Ibadah camp also, we want to have more reflection rather than just one-way talk. Okay, rather than you just receive the information, we want them to think about it, how they can really translate that into action. Okay.
In the last Kulliyyah, the former dean said ada minggu berkali.
Reflection hari-hari.
Yeah. We'll see. Inshallah.
That's why it's not wrong.
Ada kan orang?
Ada.
Alright. Of course, not only among staff, we need to also bring that awareness among students as well. So even our new gathering, new students coming for briefing, so we highlighted that even during our session, we have this recently also this list session. We highlighted also, importance not only on academic but also your personal development throughout your journey in the campus. And in fact, in the last this list session, I posed some challenges for them also to look into all this issue, to rope in also others, help colleagues if they are already successful in academic, bring others also to be successful, things like that. And I think generally we are blessed with a very strong relation with our engineers, our undergraduate student society. They are very, very active. And they are very, very helpful in helping us even during this pandemic time to communicate with students and other activities as well. And I think that one is great and one of the very strong element that we have at our Kulliyyah. PGSA, the postgraduate student association, is relatively new. I think less than 3 years we just formed that. But I think they are also very active even during this pandemic to help students and also to be a kind of liaison with us, so that we can easily understand what is their problem and we can also convey our message to the students. Okay, staff personal development. We look into this seriously, and for you to really help others, and you have to help yourself. I mean, to be a role model, to be a Murobi, to give something to others, we have to have something. So I think it's something that we have, the challenge we have been looking at. I think since a few years ago, actually, we started to look into this. How, we want to set a minimum. What is the minimum requirement to be a Murobi or something like that? We want to look into how we can develop, how we can help all our staff to have that at least minimum requirement. So this will be the challenge for our IO education to look into, and we have already some plan to look into that. Of course, at the university level, we have some development or modules for Murobi, so we really want to follow that, inshallah.
Before you move on, I saw your statistics anyway. Majority of your staff are academic staff. And then a small number basically
68 technical and 22.
What university is trying to do is trying to blur the so-called classification of academic and administrative staff, so that they are seen to be in one team. Right now, I think somehow or other the administrative staff are not seen to be quote unquote contributor to this. So because your numbers is small, I was hoping that we can make some change. I mean, your Kulliyyah under Farid, which used to be my experimental lab, how can we blur this? For example, when we're thinking, okay, academic staff, they've got sabbatical, they've got research, they've got all that. Can we extend the same thing to administrative staff? They may have got a sabbatical, it may not be 9 months, could be 3 months, attached somewhere, another local university, so that they also learn from other institutions how they do this stuff. Otherwise, they'll be confined around here. Yeah? And with the research, can they also do the surveys part? And then we tried quite successfully with MSD, Sister Amina and friends, writing books, case studies, so that they are also involved in research, and they've got a lot of things to work on. I mean, like them in MSD 30 years ago, these are data that they have not analyzed. So we can get some academic staff to work with that, analyze data, write papers, publish papers. So they are seen as contributors, and if they've got masters, if they think they can help to teach, let them teach. As much as we academic who occupy an administrative post, they can also do. So we blur these things so that they can be one thing rather than administrative. If it works on your side, then maybe you can try another.
That's your suggestion is quite interesting, especially on the what we call as mobility or something like that.
Yes. Yes.
It would be nice if you can have other institutions also to have that kind of arrangement. Yeah, it would be nice to have kind of they go there for some time and then learn from there and vice versa.
Yeah. I mean the IPTS or something like that. And then plus their mobility is not as good as ours in terms of promotion. The hierarchy is very steep. So so it takes a long time, and we keep on occupying their space. Academic, administrative, academic, whatever you call it. Then you deprive them. So we need to be fair. I think we try and work out a system how we can be better at this.
And I think as will be shown later, then we are trying as much also to collaborate together rather than this project is full. Run solely by academic or technical. There are many projects that we involve everybody. Yeah, and in fact, during the semester gathering, we also emphasize on their contribution actually in developing the student because they are involved in the lab, overseeing the student, learning the lab. There are many issues also in the lab, apart from the technical, the safety and also personal development. So those are among the things that we highlighted. Hopefully, that everybody will be interested to contribute to personal development of our graduate.
Okay, thanks.
Can we interrupt?
Yes, of course.
Just on this point of especially the involvement of the technician to the research and the other activities. I think we tried some trial, like you said before. But the thing is, like the technician, I think we need two things here, if I may suggest. One, the technician resistance to this, because they judge by J29 according to JP, whatever. So I have this. Any other task I don't want to do. So that's, we have to change that mentality of them. Okay, that's the minimum, but you are in a company or an environment. So if you need to do something for yourself as well as for the university, you have also to do that exercise. So we have to change. Their mind is not just the 1, 2, 3, 4 that it is in your grade. That's it. That's only your work. So that is one. The second, also to reward them on this, because they say I help in the research, but actually my KPI, because they still go by KPI in the technician, the old one is okay. How many inventory you did? You know, your lab is clean. This. That's it. So there is no value for them to gain basically from this. Usually we help them if we have grants, we can pay them, you know, as professional fees and so then they can help. So they want to do this. So maybe if we can change on these two aspects, I think we will get inshallah.
Okay, good idea. But they've not tried this, right? Have you tried it?
Well, actually,
we discussed with them, we met, and we, like I said, but we have, like I said, these two resistance. One, some they didn't want to contribute because this is their job scope. It's out of their job scope. Okay, and some other they mentioned like what's for me. So for them, we mentioned them in the paper as acknowledgement for their help. Like I said, if it is grant funded research, usually we pay them some amount for their help, for their professional service, etc. So some they participate. But still, it should be a culture actually. You know, if you compare to let's say North America and whatever, like the technician, they are really the base actually of the research. I mean, you cannot do much if the technician is not helping you and with their contribution. So they have to have that one. Your job is not just to come and even actually in the lab teaching them. Sometimes we have some resistance in there because they say it's not part of my scope. So that's why I think we have to clarify it in a way that yes, that is their scope, but it's not only that. It's like an academic, it's not only teaching and research. You have to do many other things, whatever it is needed for the betterment of the university and for achieving the plans of the university and the community.
Okay, thank you.
okay. Let me just continue. And of course, among other activities that we look into, I mean, the emphasis is to promote the environment in the Kulliyyah on the issue of working together, as we just discussed just now, helping each other and also respect each other. I think those are among the things that we want to promote. Okay, so that I mean, in terms of the working environment will be more lively and more less this mental health issue and things like that. Okay. I think that one is a real problem, a real issue, mental health. Not only our students, even our staff, especially during the challenges in the okay. And of course, related to breaking the silos, we look into, I mean, many activities, okay, research projects and other activities. We promote interdepartmental activities, research groups, interdepartment rather than just focus on department. IDP, FYP, IDP is integrated design project, final year project, We have also Kulliyyah committees, and we promote to have more involvement from all staff rather than only a handful of people just focusing on helping the Kulliyyah and the rest are hiding. We want to bring everybody to be part of the working together to develop so that they can feel they belong, the sense of belonging together. And also we have several task forces also to I think I will develop some later part of our show. Okay. And all staff level also here regardless of the academy, senior, all will be involved. Academic and non-academic as well. And then among students, we also promote IDP, for example, in the department, in the program. Of course, the challenge is there, but we keep promoting. There are several projects that can be from various, we need students from various areas. And later on, that is really what we hope that we can extend further to the Kulliyyah as well. Because in reality, that a certain project will require some people from law, some people from economics. So hopefully later on then we can have this kind of really integrated project.
The river project was that, right? Everybody joined in the river project last time.
And of course, in the Kulliyyah Center division through joint research flagships, of course we have flagship net. And task force, we have several task force at the university level as well as the Kulliyyah level. Even at the Kulliyyah level, we involve from KAID, from the development division also to help us, and project as well. So these are mandatory. We hope that this will be pretty much in line with what we are looking forward for our young movement. And in terms of research, we have also I think very good relation with our medical group. And some plans to our 40th anniversary, we actually did not really sit down and really focus with the 40th what are the projects we want to do. But these are among the projects we have been planning to do. Okay, and just nice that since the 40th anniversary is just around the corner, we want it to be ready before that. Inshallah. Okay. First, I think I can categorize into creating sejahtera campus environment by signages and direction. I think walk around the campus, and especially I'm not talking about the Kulliyyah, at least in engineering, then if you are the first time here, you will get lost and you do not know where you are. Okay? When you see the sign, this sign is was true maybe many years ago. Okay, things like that. So we want to have we have a task force to look into this. This is one of the examples we have. The members consist of from academic, from technical, as well as from admin to look into it. We want to have, the idea is to have a simple, low cost, but pretty much user-friendly signages, so that if we have a visitor coming in, then they can easily find where they want to go. We are looking into the possibility of incorporating technology. It could be by as simple as maybe the website, which they can maybe go with the QR code and then they know where they need to go. But as complex, inshallah, I think the aim is to go all the way to augmented reality. If possible, then we are looking into that possibility.
So you got a lab, right?
We have lab, yeah. The zone is there. So, but I think we have. The first presentation by the team, they already indicated there are actually several lecturers or several projects actually involve augmented reality. One on the exit sign and things like that. So, the experience is there. It's just that we want to put it there and implement on our Kulliyyah.
If you can work it, I'm interested at the university.
Yeah, inshallah. We'll do pilot first.
You can get out into university lagi.
Yeah, inshallah. Yeah, it will be a lot easier for people that they have this app. They can just see, okay, I want to go to my conference. They just walk around. Oh yeah, there will be my conference with some whatever augmented images.
We can do this too because we are trying to rework the direct report that nak tukarkan into the mission university website. But nobody reads about.
Yeah.
I hardly see anybody baca.
Exactly. Yeah.
Buat ada walk cafe. Cari tu tak mana cafe ni pun habis.
Exactly. That's what I realized also. Even in the Kulliyyah, as you can see the sign there. even the writings are gone. I mean, you do not know what it is. And even some of them are not updated and things like that. And it's not that easy to update. I mean, if you have so many signs, if you change the location, then you have to go and
Everywhere.
yeah, each and every one, and you might overlook one or two signs. So we want to avoid that. We want to make it very simple, but useful and friendly for people. Inshallah. To make it very quick, then will be a bit. I mean, AR will be. I mean, in our plan will be the long term, but immediate then we move into at least for visitor and for our student, it will be very nice for them to take photos as their memory and things like that. That's what we are thinking. And another one is on the accessibility to people with disability. Of course, disability unit, they have already indicated and they advise us a certain location, but we want to go beyond that. So we form a task force led by our civil department to really evaluate our kuliah. We want to have our kuliah to be disable friendly, inshallah. That will also, it will not be a very short-term project. We want the student to experience the whole project. We give them the what we call the regulation, what are the guidelines they have to go through, and advise us what are the how we need to.
It's a civil student.
Yeah, civil engineering student. In fact, I think later under civil engineering presentation they show, I mean, one specific course and the student will be involved. And of course, our focus also on safety. In our lab, we have so many labs, and some of them are quite hazardous, so we have to be very careful. Even in our accreditation, these are among the things that they look at. One of the main concerns in engineering accreditation. Apart from that, also our compound, the Kulliyyah, we have already installed several CCTV they were issued before on harassment and things like that. But at the end, we want to create this very, hopefully, it will be very safe environment. And we have also this PG common rooms under development. We want to have more PG students to be placed in certain areas so that there will be more lively discussion among them, more research discussion, academic discussion, and things like that. So it is underway already.
Is a present room being renovated at the Kulliyyah building new?
Yeah, actually we renovated or upgraded several and we relocated also. I mean, depends on the specification.
Economy what are they? What is that?
Okay. We have already several rooms, but usually that it is by research groups or by a certain area. So we want to have each building will have one for male, one for female. So whoever in the area, I mean, in whichever program, then they will be placed there. So that will be so interaction, so inter-department or inter-program. Like that. And it will be good also for our students to have a common, I mean, for them to put their stuff. Okay. Special project, we have access monitor app. Okay, I will show this is already we have been using. Last time I think we brought to MC the idea of having our thermal sensor with the access. Actually, we have already implemented at our Kulliyyah level. Okay, I will show we have been using it for the last, I think, 2-3 semesters already. It is a lot easier for us whenever there is a case of a positive, then we can easily trace because the system is more user-friendly for us to make our progress. We are also in the process of converting one classroom for the time being as a pilot for hybrid capability. So that I think in the future there will still be a need for online sessions. So hybrid will be some way to go there to some extent. We tried to propose for RMK12, but unfortunately it was turned down. So I think we just want to move forward. We'll try to use our phone and later we will try to get some sponsorship on that.
This capability is something that you develop or you buy?
We will actually the gadget or the equipment are there. We just need to install and do some wiring. Just a basic, in a way, almost similar to what we call that CPD. They have already the NGI Learning Center, but it is more like what we call tripod. So we want to have it really, I mean, permanent in the classroom. It will be a lot easier. The lecturer can come in either with their laptop or the PC, then they just plug in. Should be able to start very soon. Less human interference. And this one is Passcode. I am chair for sustainable engineering. Actually, it's a initiative by Prof. It's communication with Passcode. It is still in the early stage, but we have already received kind of a positive response from SSO. So we inshallah, hopefully then things will go on. We plan to have maybe a chair from UAE. Bahrain from Bahrain. The one that you have. Yeah, he will be our proposed to chair, but I yet to bring it to KBM. I highlighted informally, and one co-chair from our university that should have on this. Hopefully, we'll get this. Inshallah. And then for at the university level, we are involved in elderly work improvement. Our civil team also is involved, and some of our team from electrical, I was involved also in solar photovoltaic system installation. Okay, and I think our academic office also involved in course registration system improvement. It is just started. They want to look into improving the whole university course registration. We have been doing, I think, the last few semester using our own kind of module. It works to some extent. It reduces a lot of queue. We used to have a long queue in the first week of semester, but with that, then alhamdulillah, it reduces a lot. Okay, this is the special project I mentioned about the iCheck attendance app. This is the app that we have developed.
Every Kulliyyah.
In the Kulliyyah, we have several, we call that as a checkpoint or clearance point, okay, where they have to go and check first and get clearance. Okay, I mean, we have the thermal sensor and everything that to check to give a clearance for them to get access to all our facilities.
And then what comes to mind, Sami, is basically I'm still grappling with this unvaccinated student. So far we have 10 networks, but I don't think we can do this for long. The time will come if we need to decide whether we want to accept them or not. Is this a way to kind of monitor where they are? It looks as though the report that I got, we should be afraid of them rather than they should be afraid of them. But they should be afraid of us. Rather than the other way around. So, but the story is converted the other way around. We should be afraid of them. And therefore, to control it is quite difficult. So I don't know whether this kind of thing will help us to monitor movement or to monitor.
We did have some discussion on that. In fact, I think the system can register if the student has already fully vaccinated or not. In that one, we have to do it at our level. One time only registered, just for them to show, to prove that they are vaccinated. Then the database can keep that. So that when they go to clearance point, then they are allowed to access.
Verify.
Yes. And then each facility, our classroom, our laboratories will have another QR code for them just to register, just to log in a way. Right? So that we know, okay, now you are clear to go to all our Kulliyyah compound. And then we can check, oh yeah, at this point, at this time, you went to this lab.
The shopping mall, isn't it?
In a way, yes.
Yeah. How expensive it is? It's not expensive.
Apps is, well, not expensive, yeah, definitely, because we develop, our staff and our students actually develop. It is already available in our Play Store as well as Apple iOS. It's downloadable. Yeah, for Apple, Google, we don't have to pay, right? Google as well, but Apple is a little bit more, annual fee, right?
How much is it?
400 per year for the first year. Next year,
For how many people?
What?
For how many person?
Regardless.
One session, for the whole campus.
No, this one is for us to register to Apple or to Google Play. Then our apps will be there, so people can download
it one time.
But of course, our initial plan is to sell to the university last time with the system, integrated system. Remember last time, but with the thermal sensor. But I think the apps is already there. They can develop for the whole university. It's just that I mean the whole system, integrated system, need to be looked into how we are going to implement.
But this could be part of the integrated system at a later stage. So we develop it.
It's just that initially what we plan is to have that thermal sensor integrated with this app, so that once you check the temperature, the system will indicate yes, you agree, then you can come and come to our Kulliyyah. If you are not, then they will send a message to our health center as well, our security, and even our office.
So the issue of privacy is not involved.
Yeah, we don't take all the personal information. They have to register as student registration and stuff like that.
Okay, if I work it out, I think basically we need it at some point.
Of course, there are so many room for improvement. We have been working on it to improve and to take into account the fully vaccinated. Okay, so those are basically the overview, a summary. The rest.
It's also to let you know, I mean, so that you can your many board now have gone to the Deputy Minister of Communication. Instead of taking to one SEO, the Deputy Minister of Education or Communication is interested for all channels. So I'm hoping that all the other SEO bernama yang will carry and they're negotiating now. Okay, so success here lah buat basically.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, these are just selected activities, the one that we have under Office of the Deputy in Academic and Internationalization. Basically, from the framework, the sub-framework, then we can see what are the activities we have at the Kulliyyah. This basically summarizes, you can see the where to start. Pedagogy, all those activities that we have, social, we have FYP, IDP, all those courses that involve. I think this pretty much summarizes. Okay.
The social means that this process involves community. So, any project, even some process like academics, projects in the community or the industry, or the community inside and outside. So, students are issues related to community.
If I remember the last time we discussed about this community engagement, the students are now encouraged to quote unquote register their course with the Kulliyyah. That could be part of their academic credit. We are not, if I remember correctly, we are not just going to list that. If for example, Zoom has got a project that is interested to work on, he can register with the Kulliyyah, and that could be considered as part of the academic contribution, so that there will be a lot more flexibility of what I'm interested to do, rather than just being given this 1 to 10, the rest you are not allowed to. So this is where the empowerment, the flexibility comes in.
I think those are among the Ustaz in action.
It's interesting. Science students, their contribution to the community is a little bit more concrete and specific because they've got knowledge to impart. Maybe that could be a trigger point for them to actually work with the community, river, whatever it is, but they've got knowledge to contribute to the community as such. So if you allow that, then we could for this.
Also, just to respond to what that. Now we are collecting all the information from Kulliyyah, Mahala, all the class societies. So for Australian Nation, so there's certain challenges there.
Okay, this is under student development. Yes.
Just on this point also, I think again, 3 years back, we started this program with the husband's office that we let the students during the summer break. So they go to their community and then they look at some problem, let's say, issues facing the community, and they identify the problem and they propose a solution. And then we had some judges and we judged them, and then we selected some topic, and then they can use those for their IDP course or for their whatever, some other projects that fit in the course. So I think that's what Sri maybe mentioned. If we can revive actually that one, and we have it more, systematic and every because now we do it from time to time, but if we make it consistent, I think that we can.
Yeah, because I think we started that before the COVID
Long,
So since the pandemic, since they are all staying at home, then no project that can be but I think we will be fine.
If you invite them,
Yeah, we want them to think about the actual community problem.
Real life.
Inshallah. Okay, this is the student development and community engagement. We look into the graduate reviews to various activities that I will not be going specific unless Asma would like to highlight any important. But we have industry engagement to visit and skill. Those are among the trainings that will be provided, or I mean the student also involved. And then alumni engagement. We have various. Our alumni has been very much in cooperative with us as well. And then non-formal student life to community engagement, and then cultural, intercultural engagement, and I think the various, I mean, you can see there are various activities there. Okay.
This one, Zul, I need help in this chapter. I've been reading some countries are not encouraging their students and their population to use Chinese devices. And the allegation is there are already in that devices, they're collecting very essential, whether you like it or not, it's embedded. Half of it doesn't know whether there is this gadget that collects this kind of information. And I see here from my colleague, Malaysia is actually a place where most of the Chinese technology are going to be. There is Vivo and all sorts of things. Huawei, I don't know who is advising our young kids. I mean, to me, if you want to buy technology, fine, but you must know what is the limits to it. To have the fun of it, and suddenly you find that you're wrong and loose. And they don't know, and most of us do not know. You guys are the one who should be telling us. If you guys are not telling us something, then you're sending us to death. I mean, you need to give this cautionary thing so that at least from the Islamic point of view, since they also got problem with the Muslims there. This is what I hear from my Chinese colleagues also, that the whole Xinjiang area is their test beds for 5G. So they can see everybody from facial recognition. They can know where you're moving. So this is very, very worrying for people like us who are non-technological. But who is advising us on this? It's the same thing. It's the same thing for Pfizer. Since I know a little bit of pharmacy, we are taking steps on it now, because Pfizer is also not very reliable in the ethics. That's why I want to talk about a global center for ethics and professional. Where do we embed this?
Our courses, we have some courses in technology. We have courses in environmental engineering. We emphasize all these courses. So the lecturer will have to give discussion with the students. Grow, for example. How far we can go. So in terms of inculcating this on students, so they will not just take things as is and just accept it. Muslim world decided to do clothing, so we accept. So we did this as case studies. We also want a course on civilization ethics, civilization. It's actually we don't have an example of that. It's all case studies. We have to discuss, and the students are not from one specialization. So this is all our students. In one class, we have students for all programs. They will have to take an issue and discuss it from students' perspective.
There is a basic course for everybody to go to. Coming back to this handphone thing, I was thinking, I remember when we were in the CAP used to do this. And there's a lesson for you talk about toilet roll. And if you see the toilet roll is 10 feet. They will buy randomly and they will measure. Is it 10 feet or not? If it's not 10 feet, they will say, this brand don't buy because it's not giving you 10 feet, they give you 8 feet or 9 feet, 3 inches kind of a thing, you know. And I'm also thinking of cars before you put there. Everybody make critical, this car, this is what. Can we do for handphones? And just randomly make a real professional dissection on what handphone is all about and say this brand has this declaration, but they're short in this. So that it becomes a consumer advisory role. And I think after a while, you're very powerful because say, don't watch out, this KOE buggers have been look after our, you know, you become respectable in that sense. But you need to be very, 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 very professional. Otherwise, they will sue you for saying the wrong thing. But I think that's the only way to keep these people off guard. Otherwise, they will come in and just sweep us clean in that sense. If you want, I can. What do I say? Help to set it up. I think it's one advisory because we have got Dr. Anwar Faisal, who is now a young professor in the economics. He can advise this. I mean, he's interested in this kind of things. But we need to put a stop to this. I am really not very happy with this technology because they are getting away with murder. And we are the victims.
Maybe I think we should access to our cyber security, research group. Maybe they can cyber is the internet, and they can be with the communication also.
But they are already many in YouTube, but not for that particular purpose. They analyze, they criticize. There are many followers also. They make money through YouTube.
They want it because they want to sell their phone.
Exactly. Yeah. So something like this, I think probably we can.
Yeah. Last time we take a community from what happened before, for example, incident accident in Malaysia. We take because I told them because we are here in the country, we can take the example of Malaysia. It happened that few years back. People they use in the industry this melamine, they mix together with the milk for infant, and they distribute it, and many infants pass away in China and other parts of the world. Even in Malaysia, some cases have been with Nestle, etc. Yes. So I told the students, who did it? Everyone's surprised. So no, we don't have any Jewish coming to Malaysia here to do with this issue. You did. You did. So I point to everyone, they start to get scared. So yes, in fact, you are the one who do it because at the end of the day, all in Malaysia, we have only Malaysian here. If you are really graduate from IUM, you have to stop it. Say no. It's a quasi I come up with this one. So here I immediately related to control issues, control process. I told them part of the control process and part of ethics and why is that you have in IUM, you don't have to scare of your risky, you don't have to scare of this and that. You have to voice out. And I told them that the good enough in Malaysia here, if you voice out, you'll be protected. Okay. Yeah, not like other countries with big punishes, etc. So those are the ways that normally. And I gave them also another example from what happened in other countries whereby everything could be hidden and you cannot open your mouth. Then we tell the student to voice out, to be strong enough so as to stand on their words on something not something wrong, affecting the whole population of Malaysia because one or two persons never opened their mouth. So those are the points normally I took.
Yeah. Maybe when your access code, your collaboration with access code is quite powerful now. You got a chair, maybe it's one area that you can develop, in trying to protect. I think they are going to the Muslim market, if I'm not mistaken, because they know we are very weak and they have got interest in Muslims welfare. That could be another way of looking at it. Huh? Okay.
This is moving forward in terms of the graduate attributes by the student finishing program with this one is CCIC counseling and career, right? Okay. Non-formal student life, and then we are also we focus on the mentor-mentee to relate FIT IDP with the flagship and Sharia as well.
Non-formal student life, does it include the mahala?
by right, yeah, but I think we focus on the Kulliyyah.
It's not for Kulliyyah.
The one is another one focus at Kulliyyah. Okay, for postgraduate, just to showcase, I think there are several activities that have been conducted. Pretty much, I think, in line with our how we call that. Apart from the academic, then there are many. I mean, during Ta'aruf, of course, we talk about our roadmap in South. And I think to highlight also there on the tuition fee waiver, we started already. And in fact, alhamdulillah, we received another additional from the university.
These are the two candidates.
And these are graduate, our graduate.
Alhamdulillah.
First batch.
PhD.
I can't recall both of them. One, I mean, we take from both master and PhD. Amina?
Both are master science in engineering.
So are they continuing with PhD?
So far not yet because they just graduated, and then the new opening will be next year. So we have to look into that.
Yeah, because the whole idea was to get them to work for us. You get paid in master and then she goes somewhere else. It doesn't serve the purpose. PhD, the moment they will give her employment, so that the contribution directly to the university.
But also for us to get a new recruitment will be also very tough with MSc now. They put the limit already, we cannot take so many stuff.
Why?
You need to talk to the next year. Yeah, we have issues. Yeah, we are trying to get because some of our staff left already, but to get replacement is a kind of challenge.
Okay.
But anyway, then we can talk about that a bit later. But these are testimony basically from them. Our first batch with tuition fee waiver to graduate. Okay.
You need to make some announcement on this, Sunny. Because when we started with fee waiver, there was some people who were skeptical, and then Faris wanted to increase the number to 35. We say just go on 5 first. If it's successful, I don't mind you go full blown. But the university not going to lose anything. You know, in fact, we are getting a lot more people on this now. Yeah, maybe next Senate make some noise.
We have already, I think, currently 10.
9.
Allocated.
Allocated 10.
But the challenge now is to get the right candidate as well. We need to really promote well and then get the quality candidate because their responsibility is more than a regular student.
And they can do.
Yeah, we
can. There's nothing wrong.
We can do that.
They get Kulliyyah to join hand also.
Inshallah. I think we can share our experience.
Okay. Tapi semua perempuan ke?
These are just graduated.
These two are only the graduates, recent graduates.
Because this is only 2 years old.
Okay, congratulations.
And by department, we have manufacturing and materials engineering department. They have activities related, of course, our curriculum review and graduate. We have already up to Senate level already approved. Postgraduate, we will be traveling soon. I think it will be in December. The Senate will bring our curriculum review. Of course, that we align with our staff and other activities. They have all, as shown there, they have many also activities to community. Module sekolah hijau there for sekolah menengah. These are among the things with the aim of bringing interest of our young generation to STEM, like science, technology. So that hopefully they are coming to our university, at least they will go to science stream.
Do you identify with the sekolah hijau?
Sekolah Setia Budi. Currently we started with sekolah Setia Budi.
Sekolah mana?
Sini. This is the first time we conducted.
This is the pilot project. We are planning lagi lah.
And the Cycle for Life Sustainable Initiative for Young Generation. I think we want to go down to the community as well to showcase, to let them know we exist here and also we can bring awareness to this.
Green materials mean what?
Material that can be recycled.
What's legally?
For example, the one that we have, the backpack aluminum can, we go to TFS and we ask the student to gather all of the materials, bring here and we do something with them so that it can be reused.
Including recycling and stuff.
For now, we are just finished with the briefing session with CFS. Right now, they are in exam. So after exam, we start the activity again.
At CFS. Okay. This is civil. They have various, just to showcase various activity. We have with Kampung Asli, project sekolah university with sekolah Jalan Batu. Okay. And then yeah, the right side is the current, as mentioned earlier, Al-Ghazali Walk. They are looking into that, as well as ramp for disabled person. And mentioned the academic staff and students from reinforced concrete design one particular course. Students would be looking into that as a project.
If Al-Ghazali Walk, if you target for 2023, will sell?
Inshallah. Possible. Yeah, we are trying to get more technical rather than just speculate, because even the
the initial proposal was not, I mean, there is no technical details in there, so we need to go through everything, including we need to do some survey work, detailing of survey, and then also the design.
Even the drawing, the earlier drawing was not there. Yeah, we will get guide also to help us on the landscape.
We will do it ourselves.
Okay.
You're talking about the road, eh?
Yeah,
the road,
the elevation or whatever you want to do, farm or whatever.
There are already several suggestions, but we want to really confirm with the real technical data to clarify, make sure.
I think one thing that to stick in mind, our maintenance is poor. So don't buy something that needs to be maintained all the time. You will collapse. You know, yang 10 tahun maintain sekali, okay, I think it's
that's our worry actually. When we look at the design, we are kind of worried with that, because we want to install farm, and when we have farm, we need to maintain the farm. So we need to look into that. Maybe some other options.
Oh, Alhamdulillah. Imam Al-Ghazali is very happy.
We hope that we really can contribute all the way.
Okay, Alhamdulillah, thank you very much.
Okay, and these are among the site visits and student activities. I think the part of the activity again, they have to go out and do some measurement and things like that. Yeah, of course. Okay. Mechanical, there are several activities. Just summarize that. Nuclear Malaysia visit, coming and visit us in the department, and several also. I think our aerospace team has been very active. Dr. Hanafi, as you can see there, he holds many webinars and talks to children on aerospace, science, and things like that. We go all the way down to the bringing the awareness to the kids. Okay, and biotech, we have there are several there listed on the alignment with the South Roadmap. I think there is another slide. Yeah, this one also to show some of the actual activities. The previous one is basically summarizes. The academic curriculum, of course, I think the last time the Fadilah mentioned on the mud ball in our remote session. As a sesi, with the sejahtera. Istinama. Our Kulliyyah engineering, the Fadilah presented on that. Okay, and there are several others also related to the green, as you can see under research and community engagement. Okay, mechatronics, various activities also. This the list actually summarizes, and I think to highlight a few probably. They have started with the new newsletter, Risalah, first published. We hope that after this, that other department will also.
So the monthly thing or what?
Twice a year. Yeah. Yeah, I think the purpose is mainly to get in touch with our alumni, so that they will keep. We have a continuous relation with them. Okay, and apart from showcasing our activities, our research showcase, it will be good practice after this and to have other departments to share. Okay. And these are among the selected IDP and FYP projects that related to community. And of course, the Medi board pretty much they are very much familiar. Unmanned surface vehicle related with the Q as well, that and expressway system. These are, I mean, apart from Q activity, then we have also our student at the IDP. They will explore also solving the problems and FYP. Okay, these are among the project. For example, I think mailbox there, they really go down to post office to identify what is the problem and solve the issue. And then in care IoT based medicine dispenser, they go to the person, the right person that really identify and the need and so on.
Mailbox is prototype.
I think it's prototype level.
They're going to pay for it. Post office.
If they, I don't think that they will buy at this point, but later on they will keep improving. And yeah, I think the point to go there is basically to listen to the real problem. What is the real issue? Rather than we speculate, we thought that this is the problem. We really go down to the actual person who really practice. You know what is the real issue. Okay, and electrical, I think this is just a summary as well. Some of the activity to cater for the roadmap. And summary here, these are among the community activities we have. If you, most of these are really go down to the community. Introduction to STEM education. This is for B40 family in Apartment Julia. They have also online workshop for teachers using Canva and all this. These are making use of their knowledge to serve or to help the community. Okay, and science, their research group and also their activities to align with SAF. Okay. Of course, science and engineering is our serving department. They do not have undergraduate students. But postgraduate now we extend also. We can have postgraduate under the science. Okay. And this is a technical and administrative. We have edible garden. Well, it needs to be revived to some extent after the PKPA session. But of course, it is there right in front of our office, this office. We are very active in Usrah group as well. And yes, really, I mean, many maintenance in the building in the Kulliyyah that actually is being done in-house and helps a lot. Rather than before, then we have to source out. And one part is in terms of the finance, another is in terms of the time. So it takes a lot of time. So we most of it that it can be done, things that can be done by ourselves, and we have to work on.
Painting the road is your staff?
Our staff.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
When did they do this?
1 month ago, I think. Quite recently.
On the weekend?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you very much.
And of course, I think Ambrest at our main auditorium, the big one, has been a big problem before. It was highlighted by even our panel EAC also in terms of the safety. So at the end, that we end up, let's face it, our own.
But this arrow, I hope bukan dekat KOA juga, all arrows kan?
Currently, our compound. We can do beyond. We send report.
The Rector charge 1 arrow, 100 ringgit.
That's business for all Kulliyyah. Yeah, but because our Kulliyyah compound, we go with the opposite direction. I mean, the flow is opposite because of the gate. So we really need to have the proper arrow. And what visitor or people that will not realize.
Dia also remind me sana tempat sampah tu dah kotor je.
Ada kotor dah. We have to go and find out. Of course, we still owe the issue of our aircraft again. We have a recent discussion. We will look into that definitely, inshallah. Before 2040, our 40th anniversary, then definitely it will look a lot nicer. Okay. All right. Another, just to show there are many other activities as well. We have a monthly assembly among administrative staff to ensure good relation and conduct. Mentioned that to be an opportunity to all administrative staff to share the knowledge, learn and refresh vocabularies. There are some vocabularies for the improvement, personal improvement, and things like that. We have also MCO virtual run, conducted by them. And Usra in action, actually, our Kulliyyah also has been very active in terms of community services through our not Usra in action for undergraduate, our staff. It has been translated into, rather than just Usra, usually we just sit down and talk about knowledge, discuss. But now they go down to the action part. Okay, professional engineers development unit. I mentioned earlier, this is a quite new unit that we developed. Okay, mainly to solve our main issue on accreditation. I will highlight later that one of our challenges is to get IR, professional engineer. There is a requirement by our accreditation council to have a certain number of programs, and we are still lagging behind on that. Okay. So with this unit, then there will be more. They can plan more strategically to have more of our staff to obtain IR. And number 3 there in the bottom, doesn't show that implementation of part-time mode and short-term engagement. For industry attachment to obtain professional engineering status, it was brought to our Kulliyyah board. It will later be brought to maybe UMC that we want to. We cannot afford to have all our staff to go full time with industry attachment. Then we will have problem of teaching. So we are looking to possibility of having part time.
They are allowed to do part time.
We need to bring to MSD. Industry, they do allow. Actually, I am also part of the pilot project in another industry. They are trying to do part time. Just that we need. So far, I think in terms of the MSD, then there are some clauses that we need to look into. Hopefully, if it's approved, it will be a lot easier for us.
It's not only for the Kulliyyah, because when I was starting my class, I can become members of the council. So it's also good for us that our staff become member of the council who will be going to affiliate other universities. So far, we are the ones to do that. So, like Selena is involved with what?
Engineering, what engineer?
We have several from our Kulliyyah already now. Sarita, Dr. Prof. Fauzia, and I think one more, Dr. Haizuran. So they can learn the experience and they can also share with us.
Just to ask, because during our discussion, there will be issue on Wi-Fi, and there was discussion I thought the engineering as an expertise to help. So whether we can help a few projects like a few mahala in Kuantan, mahala is Wi-Fi problem, as well as the quarters, as well as the principal house. Is it possible that for the Kulliyyah engineering to explore and to assist?
We have our electrical to venture. We have we have communication program. We have many experts into that, but I think mainly on the coverage, right? Internet coverage. Maybe for that booster or something like that. I think they can.
Okay.
All right. Next one is Lean Development and Sustainability Office. I mentioned about our financial sustainability. Look into, I think, basically the purpose is to help us on financial and promote also activities so that our staff can also benefit. There are various activities they have already conducted before. Okay. And this is Parka, our office that is responsible to help us on accreditation for the program. Okay. even the mind setting is still all right. Few challenges I would like to highlight from all the activities. I mean, that is not really exhaustive. There are many others, but I can just as a summary to show. Okay. In implementing IAM roadmap, I think one challenge is to bring the whole community to understand and internalize. I mentioned earlier, but of course, I think that understanding that can be, I mean, it can be for everybody, but internalizing and maybe realizing or aware to implement it will always be a challenge. But we will take it up. We will keep promoting and we'll find ways. And inshallah.
This diagram is your diagram, right?
I believe no. Prof. Nasruddin, did you get that diagram?
But QE diagram, right?
No, not this one. Morabiating environment? No. From the Prozrega. Yeah, I need to ask her then when did she get it. But it's not from our Kulliyyah.
Okay, it looks comprehensive enough. Yeah. If we can share this with you.
That's why I put it big. Okay. Identify new germs and motivate new hidden potential within the Kulliyyah. I think that is another challenge we want to see. We don't want to have only a few of us to call that contribute to the Kulliyyah, while the rest do not feel belonging. That we want everybody to be part of the development of the Kulliyyah, and they will feel this is our Kulliyyah. I'm just here to work. We want to go beyond that. And sometimes the germs are all hidden. You can see there are many potential leaders which we can develop that to continue to meet our Kulliyyah. Inshallah, we really hope, I think those who listen, we really hope for you to come forward. We always welcome any ideas. If they want to lead certain project, also most welcome. Financial constraint is always there. Yeah.
Well, it depends. I mean, we can have certain sometimes.
Inshallah.
But I guess ini for number 2, that's why itu kita adakan roadmap in bahasa. I think satu and Kulliyyah, I think was the target for this. And I was told it's more useful to have it in bahasa. Betul ke Yazid? Kita buat dengan dalam bahasa Malaysia. Dia punya respon. Ada apa ni, ada penambahbaikan.
Ada perbaikan daripada ada di
because generally they are the one that is left behind, for all of the documents are in English and the jargon are probably not understandable, so we want to bring it down to that level, maybe able to do the same thing. But
in fact, in our semester gathering pun I told them, but if I shared one slide that is sebenarnya in Malay. Some are in English, but I think the one that we need to stress, I put it in English so that they can aware. Yep. I think something that language barrier was an issue.
This financial constraint, can you tell me what is it that you have in mind?
Well, kalau untuk roadmap ni not much, but for the Kulliyyah sustainability, our facility, our equipment pun, some of them really in diving or replacement. So it has been for many years. I think the last time we were facing, finance. We don't have budget, so hopefully next year, dia dah bukan lah, banyak tahun kan.
I don't think there will be any solution, to be honest. I think the last issue before they left, they said the same thing lah. We say we'll appeal lah. We know what it means lah. So I still come back to my own idea where we can buy quote unquote not avant-garde, but still a good working machine in many Middle Eastern country yang dah beli tapi tak pakai. They're still in the boxes, maybe three years out of date kind of thing, and they prepared to depart with it with 50% kind of. I mean that one we can try and use that. Tapi if you do it brand new, I don't think. But that one is be better than the one we got.
Should be. I think ours, most of the facility are for many years already. There are some cases. We have to. That was why I think this is going to be very important for us to help us to have a strong financial and our trust fund. Because in some cases we have to use our trust fund.
If you are interested, maybe you can, let's try. Maybe give me a list of 5 vital equipment that you need. I will float it around and see who can offer the best bid, and then we will find out. Kalau tunggu status quo, it will not happen. I am worried that for 40th anniversary, you will need your lab. Your lab is 40 years. 40 years ago. We try. It works. If it doesn't work, rather than not trying anything. Okay, let's try that.
And sustainability, I mentioned earlier. Actually, I will just want to show this. This is in terms of our IR requirement by accreditation. Each program to have 30% of our academic staff to be IR, professional engineer. And as of now, yang green tu is very much just fulfill ataupun slightly above lah. Kalau ikut requirement tu tadi, civil for example, required number of PE5. Currently we have 4, but we have 1 CH. CH ni they can still consider. CH stands for chartered engineer. Sorry, chartered engineer. Okay. Currently they can still consider, so long that it is, we can show that they are going towards obtaining PE, but soon they will not even consider for CH. So it needs to be full professional engineer. Okay. So as you can see,
Yang dark color is the worst one.
Yang dark color tu memang not fulfill at all. So kalau ikut aerospace and manufacturing, we are under we do not have enough. And this is a kind of content basic requirement by accreditation council. If we submit to them the document for accreditation, if they see this, we don't have enough, they just return back. We won't even come to accredit the program.
Meaning to say that the program will not be accredited. Budak-budak yang graduate will not get it.
Yeah, it won't be in the newspaper lah. As usual. But of course, that was why, I mean, aerospace and manufacturing, because our staff left resign. So that was why we are trying to get MSc to get new staff. And one of the requirement we will put is
there's no other way out.
Inshallah. Yeah, we are pushing for that. Inshallah. I think this is the issue. And of course, that one is a quick way to get people from outside with IR, but in the long term, then we need to develop our own staff need to be.
That includes part-time. You can get part-time.
Part-time can be considered kan?
Part-time cannot. Should be full-time.
Should be full-time. Yeah. Panel dah cakap.
See you in the board, why don't you influence part-time today?
Council member is quite
with the PE development unit formation, that we put the target for them to obtain 40% of professional engineer by 2025. This is their target for them to achieve their unit. Okay. Financial sustainability, I mentioned already earlier. Then we look into more trainings, short courses, and rental and services of our equipment. This will be led by NICS. We expect them to help us on this issue. Okay. And then another major issue I mentioned, I think we discussed earlier, relevancy in terms of our student intake. This is the trend of our intake. Total our kalau dari segi intake by right, our annual intake is around 700 population. That's our projected intake lah dari kita. I think the last few years ni they are all below. Okay, so it's a challenge for us to look into. And also to look into comparing even CFS punya trend pun, ICT is picking up the number. Students are more interested in ICT, as I mentioned earlier. Even this year, students coming to CFS, there was some big discussion also. Almost half of them intended to go to ICT, but ICT can cater only up to 200, 250. We have 1,500 are interested to go to engineering, to go to ICT. So we can project then 500 only wanted having that interest to go to engineering. The remaining, if they go to engineering, it's half-hearted lah. It's not really, I mean, it's not in their intention to go to engineering. And with that half-hearted, I can see they will be struggling.
Ini first choice, kan? Ya, first choice.
Not necessarily. Yang dah already in our CFS. So we had a briefing. I think we had a discussion last time with the Dean of ICT as well. Ahmad was involved to give them some briefing and the challenge. That was why I think we asked already also with Ahmad to have this separate intake for ICT and engineering. Yeah. That will help us because then we really have students who intended to go to engineering rather than mixing between the two. Because ICT cannot take so many students, they have limited staff and facilities. Yeah. Otherwise will be a problem.
Is this the same trend with all other universities?
In a way, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we did some case study, yeah, in a way. And ICT ni bukan not only for engineering wanted to go to ICT. We go during a meeting for change of program, all other kuliah also. The number of usually kalau 5-6 years ago when I attended, I was a deputy dean academic. I attended the change of program. ICT student, even econs, IRK wanted to come to engineering. So we have long list of students wanted to go to our program, so we can pick and choose. Now that it has shifted to ICT, more students from all other programs wanted to go to ICT.
Maybe I was just thinking aloud whether this will work or not. Is there time to do a kind of a hybrid course between ICT and engineering? You know, in other words, your job employability is better because you can go both ways.
Okay. Interesting. It's just that for engineering, then we are bound by our accreditation council. It's just that in this case, we can go. I mean, it will not be under engineering council. But it will be interesting to look into.
Yeah. I think we need to bring some new grounds. And the other one, I think, if you really work with sustainability engineering, that could be another one. I mean, this is new. People want to try new stuff. So, but it has to be really what I would call the biomimicry kind of a thing, you know, that you learn your inspired model is from nature. Insectronics, you know, this kind of things that it really takes your mind in terms of ICT and engineering at the same time. You need to think of something new. I don't think you play the same thing game. I don't think you can pull them in. Whether the board needs to accredit ataupun tidak, that is the next question.
Yeah. Okay. Huh? Yeah, I do. I want to do that.
There are some.
Yes, please.
We were trying to include some of whatever ICT is being attracted because of artificial intelligence, big data analysis, and IR going off. Those things we are trying to inculcate into our program. Most of the engineering now, when we did the curriculum review, we tried to put ourselves in the shoes. So we just need to highlight that one, the industry that our graduates have some background in those stuff. So that is why computer science is attracting people and employers because these people know big data analysis.
It's nothing to do with mathematics. Some people just don't like engineering because of mathematics as compared to.
There are some engineering requires
mathematics.
So yeah, engineering is not for everybody, but those who are really capable, I think they should go into this area. But it depends on their interest as well. I think our challenge will also be to bring the interest. That's why we need to go to school, we need to promote the program.
The other trick that we did in USM was this: when so many of the 4 pointers wanted to do medicine, you know, and what we did is we done a psychometric test, and quite clearly some of the 4 pointers are better engineers. They want to do medicine because the mother has a medicine. When we show them results, say you want to be engineer or doctor, because your psychometric say you are more you'll be more successful to be an engineer. So most of them will go for engineering because they are convinced that they are better engineers than doctors. Our problem then, when we took everybody without the psychometric test, the attrition rate for medical was 12%. By the third week, 12% is gone. We cannot replace where the classes are started. So we lost. When we do psychometric test, only 2%. So that would be another, maybe after at the end of the day, you are not a KICT guy, you're probably an engineering guy. It could be another way of persuading them, more scientific way.
I think the trend is also very COVID-19, many us start using applications. So they start to feel that it is relevant just based on what is happening. So probably after they graduate, then they start to feel that things are not as they expect. This is probably needs awareness as well.
Yeah.
So we need to approach. And I think industry also plays. Industry is not playing a good role in.
No, I've never trusted the industry.
In promoting in-house technology. So as long as it becomes like a culture. If you look at countries where they have in-house technology, from small they are involved. So they like to do technology. So when they go for doing, they already from small they are familiar.
This is what Nippon tell me after my lecture to IEM. Nippon has a long talk with me. The industry are not playing its role. They are only for their benefit. I think this one I need to moderate something back to the handphone question. They do what they like at our expense, but we trust them too much, then we lose out. So we really need to play our role so that our students will not lose out because of the industry. Okay, anyway, come.
Oh, yeah. This one I shared already with the staff before. Then among the issue that we discovered, of course, loss in interest in STEM among the young generation, IoT and job opportunities, as mentioned earlier. We look into maybe promotion, to promote our program, and also to bring interest to now they call it STEAM. Even art is part of it. Explore other intake source we will be looking into, but of course CFS is our main intake, so we cannot take too much from outside because CFS is we committed already to take that. So if we take 1,000 from CFS, then we will not be able to take from others. But anyway, then we will look into other intake sources as well. We have from matriculation, technical matriculation, and many other polytechnic. And I don't know, maybe to increase in terms of the job opportunities, to have the spin-off company. I believe IEM still do not have any policy on spin-off company. That is different startups. I don't think that we have startup or spin-off punya at IEM. It is difficult for us.
So you do this for the medical. I thought you would be for startups.
We cover up with that. Then with that, we can really develop our student from undergraduate to final project or IDP. Then they can form a company. And they can employ our students.
You need to tell Hafiz this.
But the challenge always would be, last time that we tried to venture to finance, I think there are some issues. They have reservation. But I believe there are many other universities, UT and SM also. They have.
May I say something about the spin-off?
Yes.
It's not a success 100%. Okay, I think this lecture from our CAP saying that some of it is good, but what we may need to see whether the licensing program will be better than the spin-off. If spin-off, we might lose some of our lecturers to the private sector. Okay, but some of them may not be functioning very well because they are not businessmen. That is another thing that you may need to look into when we want to do a spin-off.
Agree, Prof. It's just that at least we have to have further study. We can look into the details rather than you drop them.
Yeah, I think the university have allowed it, but then I think you need to study properly and need to defend it properly with the financial backup.
Prof. Hafiz and Dr. Sani.
Yes.
So yeah, because we are aware of this and we are working on that. That's why we are to ensure that the lecturers, okay, who take the leave, okay, for to manage the spin-off and their innovation, okay, to be properly trained before going to take that kind of. So that's why we are working with Tactic under our flagship program, okay, to have a module before the lecturers or for spin-off company, because basically the spin-off is allowed under IUM.
Yes, the other things that from our experience last time when we have a product, the product is already in the market, but then with one product, whether you can survive the business, that's another question. Usually with one product, it's not enough to support the whole business that you are doing. But there are some successful product outside, but it's not just one product, but they have other supporting product that comes with the product. But if just one product, then it be a bit tough to survive.
Is engineering product Hafiz? What product is this?
For example, our artificial bone, Tan Sri, is already marketed, I think more than 10 years, but still is run well, but then the income is not that much. Yes.
Okay, point taken. Thanks. Okay.
So yeah, I think that should be all.
Assalamualaikum, Tan Sri.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Sorry, I mean, I am CC1, so I have to be quarantined until next few days. Just on this issue of enrollment, Sunny, maybe I think let us get some more facts and data. So the best way to get it, you can do survey. Student in the CVS, why they choose ICT, not engineering, try to understand so that you can plan for the coming year. Based on our reading, partly is because of the COVID. The COVID-19 situation make that many companies, engineers are sort of, less in demand, factories are closed, but they see that more on this ICT business, gig business, online business. So that's why I think it's a trending, but they do not know that after COVID, they will need more engineers, So those are the things that we need to start doing it. And then maybe we have to go back to educate our young students in selected schools. That's something like we have to do some planning on that issue. Inshallah. Yeah.
Like student, tadi make a suggestion. You can have minor in ICT. I don't know. Do you have minor in ICT?
I think the last in our discussion, I think since last year we have to promote more minoring, but so far we don't have minor in ICT. But we expect, I think,
there will be one way at the hybrid. It's easier to do that.
Yes.
But as you also remember, the last time you mentioned the Kulliyyah is supposed to clear a river in front of the Kulliyyah. Is it still a suggestion? Started from the former dean.
The suggestion was the river of life and the people in biotech, because they have some solution to clean the water, to look at the river in front of our main building, near the main entrance there. I think that is, I think we talked to Fadilah. Fadilah, but I think we are waiting for the proposal. Maybe COVID though, because COVID they have.
Mahal will respond.
Actually, we are working on the project currently involving many of our Kulliyyah staff. We are planning to come up with a design of a gate at the river in front of the Rector building, to hold the water, so the water level in that river will be with a nice view. And that gate should be automated in a way that when there is rain, it should open, so there will be no flood and so on. So we started actually a few months ago, but because of the MCO, we kind of stopped. But now the team is working on it. So we have team working on the mechanical component, team working on the electronics and sensory components. The concept, we would just want to come up with the concept cost to make sure it's working, and then later on we can negotiate with the city.
Will that be expensive?
We will look into that. I mean, our target is to look for something which is not expensive, because we can utilize, let's say, energy. We can utilize solar energy.
Yeah.
On this kind of things to minimize, especially on energy components and mechanical components.
I was sure the one in front of Azman Hashim was silted at one point, wasn't it?
Profile is actually to use the mud bowl is not practical because it's not one-off. The silt is coming and now it's even worse. So if you notice, this silt is actually just within like 6-7 months. It's because of the incoming silt is becoming more. And if you look at Google Maps, you will see that the area upstream is becoming more bold. So definitely, if nothing is done upstream, you clean it one time off, it will come back. And our ponds also upstream are all exhausted. So it will not come from the upstream only, it will come from Hala or Malaysia ponds.
Another one, Tasri. I think I remember when we did our Goto Royong in the clinic, I thought that we would like to expand that to Kulliyyah. So maybe now that we are opening up, maybe Kulliyyah should organize some Goto Royong, not just painting the arrow. I think we have to do some Goto Royong looking at the 7 blocks that we have. Sunny?
Yeah, I think that was in the card, but it was stopped. And there was also some money promised. 1,000, somebody promised the money. 1,000 per bottle royal or something like that. Yeah, it's possible because I don't see we can meet this standard. The 40th anniversary with the cleaning of the building is too much to do. So you just can look at your own biar, is that the word? And your that would be helpful rather than waiting for the university to move in. Will not be possible. Okay, there are 2 points. The other thing, we are now trying to strike a deal with the Japanese. I think you know, we are giving this honorary doctorate to the ex-Prime Minister Abe. And he's coming, inshallah, on the 9th of December. And one of his missions was to extend the Lupis policy for the 40th year. So we're looking at what can we synergize with the Japanese. When he said this, we want to tell him that this is the area that we're interested. And I've mentioned this to the former ambassador so that it can be put in his speech. You know, what are the things that you think we can work with the Japanese on a very concrete platform? Some of the technologies that you have got that the Japanese would be interested. They are interested in working with us because they're going to have another university, Scuba University around. But Scuba University is not really a technological university, it's more on science rather than technology per se. So if you can suggest something, that would be good, so that we can pursue with them when they come on the 9th of December, not tomorrow. Okay? And the last one is basically we just want to credit your students. They've been washing my car at a very minimum rate, RM6. 6 orang cuci kereta, 6 Yeah, I'm waiting for the service every week, possible. So they're very enterprising in that sense. So, okay. Any comments from any members who wants to say something before we conclude? Please do.
This is just a general question and out of my curiosity. If like teachers, they have like a society that fight for the minimum salary. And now for engineers, I think one of the reasons why we are losing students from to take engineering is because of the starting salary of the fresh graduate. So in your opinion, Tan Sri, is it the minister level should take this in some parliament issue, or at least at the UC we can do something?
Once again, what
the starting salary of the fresh graduate for engineers?
Postgraduate.
Starting salary for fresh graduate engineering is too low.
Yeah.
That could be one of the reasons why there is less interest for students to enroll into the engineering program.
But that is nationwide.
Yeah, nationwide.
Has not been revised since 20 years ago.
In fact, in 95, when I started working with the company, it was 2000.
Yeah, still the same.
Now it's around
2,500.
some even less than 2000.
I think it's across the board. Even pharmacies are like that. I mean, this is one of the biggest problems in Malaysia. We do not pay people to commensurate with their degrees, and therefore they go somewhere else. It's a national problem. And the reason, because we depended too much on the industry. During my time, I just teach a student the additional part the industry will teach. You know, now we have to teach everything. They want to have what they call job ready graduate. There's no such thing as job ready graduate. Because you've got 7 disciplines to train, you cannot train on 7 disciplines. And the government are not pushing them because they takut industry to tutup. It's a political thing rather than anything else. You know, it's difficult to manage this. That's why my preference is basically if we can get our students to work not only in the industry but also to expand to other. You know, they can do 2 or 3 jobs at the same time. This is what Indonesia is doing at the same time. Satu, dua, tiga kerja, then they can get the cumulative. That's the almost, you know, the immediate. That's why when I suggest engineering, ICT, that was I have in mind. They could be an engineer. They could also work with an ICT company, and they could double income kind of a thing. To solve the problem, particularly now, you'll be lucky that you'll be paid for the next 6 months. You know, otherwise our gaji pun will probably, you know, competing with our students for jobs outside. It's a real situation, but I don't think that's a complete solution. And we are worried also, we are losing. So I'm quite happy to see some international names. We are quite worried also, we are losing international talent. That they can go anywhere, but we are not commensurating them with a graduate year. So it's a big headache at the end of the day. So I appreciate that question, but I don't think I have a response to it. So right now we say fisabilillah je lah, the barakah somewhere.
Yeah, my answer will be like, this is fardu kifayah, not everybody can do engineering. You are granted with the knowledge and also very great IQ. So that's all that I can promise them, not in the monetary wise.
Any other questions?
Patrick.
Yes.
Okay, with regards to the reward life, I think that's not for the river to be clean. That's what we want it to be. But at least if we look at the surrounding of the river, where we have the grass area, and I believe there is also a jogging track around there. But it's surrounded with bushes, and you know, it's not well taken care of. At least what we can do in the university, if we try to make that area clean, where we can have riada, or people can go picnic, and never mind about the color of the river. There's not much they can do. But at least the surrounding is very, what you call it, comfortable for people to go there and have riada, picnic during the weekend. I think it is for the time good enough for the university. I saw like for example in Kelana Jaya they have this park. I think there was a lake. The lake is not great, but they have a proper jogging track. They have proper, you know, playground for kids to play. That would be marvelous actually if we can have that in
well maintained.
Exactly, well maintained with proper lightings and so on. At least.
Actually, we have proposal, but Kai wanted to bring it to EMC. I don't know where is it now. We have written a proposal together on that. In the area of Mahalawariam to make it a jogging place, and then improve on the scenery, probably to attract even our neighbors to come with their families. But I don't know where. I have to check with the technical.
Maybe development, no?
Yeah, development I think would be a proper channel for us to put forward.
Maybe we can raise this tomorrow. Anuji at UMC. This, I mean, this is really part of the spring cleaning the campus. Yeah.
I will check with Kai.
Yes, please.
Okay. I had one point about international staff as well as students actually going down, not only the staff. So I don't know if, I mean, all the staff like us here, we've been here for 10, 15 years. I think there's some sense of belonging. So even though they took the gratuity, they took things, so we stick with IIE world in a sense. But I think for new recruitment is very difficult. And just to give you an example, as head of department when I was last cycle, we gave offering to, you know, like fresh basically graduate in a sense with a little bit of experience to join us, and the package we gave them actually they rejected. You know, they said whatever they're getting and their position now in the industry or somewhere is more than what they will be getting from the university. So I think, I don't know if Tansri can maybe go to those all these benefits that they were capped, maybe not all to be restored, but at least some, so then we can attract, you know, maybe more talent, and also to keep the international, you know, brand there. Otherwise, it's not going to be international for long with this pace. Also for the student, the same way. I don't know, we have to think about what do we give, what do we offer actually for this, why they should come to IIE Web. You know, okay, maybe the Islamic part, some they are attracted from the God they come, or because they are girls, they want to send their girls here, something like that. There's some, but I think that's not enough anymore now. We have to look for other, anyway, incentive, let's say. It doesn't have to be monetary, but some other things, so then we can, okay, yeah, this is the choice. I think this is a good place to send my kids there and stuff. So I think we have to, I don't know, some, maybe at the Kulliyyah we will have some ad hoc things actually to think about things, but I think these two things, they have to be maybe thought of or find in some ways in order to improve the intake from both staff as well as students.
You are right. We are looking at non-monetary sort of incentive, because money is not going to come in at least for next 2 or 3 years. So we are looking at non-monetary. For example, if your student, if your son can go to a school, then you'll get the school to compensate. You know, just like a waiver,
Yeah.
So they will have a waiver of that nature. We are still working with it because the school right we have now is almost quote unquote 100%. Our school is popular, so to put in our staff, so we need to change a little bit of policy, maybe certain quota for our staff and so on and so forth. Yeah. The other thing we're also trying to change the definition of international. Right now, international is based on nationality. We're talking about international based on performance. So Malaysian could be an international staff, and the rules also say for real international staff like you guys, you can only be on contract. Where the national Malaysian will have permanent posts. Whether they perform or don't perform, they still have permanent. We want to change that around. If you guys are good, we give you permanent staff. So you stay on. The Malaysian who are no good, they become contract. I mean, it doesn't make sense to give people permanent staff and they are not performing. It's double jeopardy for it. So all these rules are going to change. We're going to get a new ED very soon. I'm going to work on her to make sure that this is on board maybe 6 months from now. If we don't change these rules, I think this university will suffer. And to get it back is going to be difficult. Now we're still halfway. It's a kind of COVID under ventilation. You can still hope that the patient will survive. But once that ventilation is gone, it's difficult. So thanks for that. But I would welcome suggestion, especially for you who have gone through this. What are the good things that we can do? What are the things that we cannot do? But we need to do something about it. The unfortunate thing about this university, you start on a very grand scale. Graduating this, that. The one that I work with, Al-Bukhari University, we started with a very, anybody who wants to come to a university must take 30% haircut. You must reduce your salary by 30%. Then we believe that you are going to work to the university. If you interview, you ask how much am I paid, the interview will stop. So you are not our kind of people. We are not bothered about money. So it's easy to modify, but now it's so difficult to modify. They keep on starting dulu 17% ETF, now only 12%, you know. Dulu graduating with 3 children, now only half the children. I can answer this question. Unless you change the whole game plan, you will not survive. We're trying to do that, inshallah. Make dua for us. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Oh, ada Malaysia. Okay. To mention the finance issue, Mr. Sani, the last slide he mentioned financial constraint. We were very disappointed with our RMK when we have implemented. My department is modified from biotechnology to chemical engineering, and we were planning to, depending on the ESC comment when they did, they gave us some direction to bring some equipment and so on. We were looking to get from RMK when we applied. Finally, the result came like that. So I'm just trying to get your opinion. Can the university, with the help of country, have a kind of top level committee fundraising, you know, from our alumni or whoever wants to help the university and to get some for our labs and so on.
I will not promise you, but I will try. Definitely, I will try. I've invested half of my life in half of my life. I've invested so much time here. I think it's the best university that I've gone to so far. And there's no reason why we should not try. But I will tell you the reality. We have a meeting of 4 international universities, IIM, the one in Uganda, the one in Bangladesh, and the one in Niger. When we start the discussion, all these 3 universities say we are bankrupt. The only one that's surviving is IIM. You know, some of them can't even pay their own regular salary. I mean, it's such a shame that when I talked to OIC within these 4 walls, OIC was telling me we've got $55 million US dollar to be disbursed. And they told me, can you send in the proposals? It was 2 years ago, I sent 6 proposals. Until now, I've not even heard from them. If it's true that they have got 55 million US, what are you doing with it? You know, those are the things that really baffles me. If 4 of these Islamic universities are not doing well, give us 1 million US a year would be enough to survive. So we still have our own problem within that needs to be sorted out. So now Brother Amir Bukvik is part of that setup. I'm using him, and Brother Kano is also there, so helping me to find out what is happening, so that at least we have got a lease line from them. Maybe we can, you know, take a breather for a while. But that's the issue. That's the issue. Make dua, probably that's the best solution for now. Yeah, but I fully understand where we are coming from. Yes, please.
Sorry, I think I took too much time, but anyway, just some ideas.
Mike, please.
Sorry. One more thing, again, for maybe the attraction of the student, in particular in PG. I know for some time I think we went away from the ranking, right? Especially this QS ranking and stuff like that. But I think, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but even if we don't like, we will be ranked in a sense from that thing. So that's why every year we have our QS ranking. And unfortunately, especially like the Gulf country or this country, you know, North Africa, that they send their students and they give them scholarship and stuff, they look for this. So they want, if the university, for example, some of them, they have this, should be in the top 300 or something, otherwise they don't send for scholarship, we don't recognize it. So I don't know if you can, maybe not fully, but at least to have something, maybe small committee at the university or whatever, to to look into that, or at least to provide the data for this QoS ranking, even though maybe it won't be our focus, but at least we don't just drop it completely because indirectly it's going to affect us. So I don't know if you want to take that point or.
Yeah, I think that would be one option. The other option is for, if maybe you are asking, the other option is to open up to more non-Muslims. That's also another problem, because generally they want only 10% non-Muslims, no more. But when I talk to the Japanese, there are a lot of Japanese who want to come here to study. And in fact, we're working with the Osaka Dawah Center. We've sent a lot of our brochures there. And they're reporting to me every week there are at least 10 students visiting the center to learn about Islam and to know what IIM is all about. These people have no problem with money. So there's one girl now by the name of Nanami. She did her Arabic last semester or last 2 semesters, and now she's registering for the first year to come in. And she's got a small video of how she lives in IUM as a non-Muslim with a hijab and running here and there, and she's enjoying it. So we need to attract this group of people to start off with. It's a da'wah venture. Secondly, we are getting help financially from them. So those are the avenues, and we are working with Japan and Korea. These are 2 very potential areas to bring them in. Because the Muslim countries, like it or not, because of the war, because of the refugee, we need to support them, and that money is not forthcoming now as compared to before. So these are the new options that we are looking at. Hopefully it will work. That's why I want to use this leading the world thing, so that at least people see IIM as part and parcel of the global agenda. We are not hidden somewhere. We are a very active player among the Muslim universities. Probably we are the only one. Then they know that we have got something to offer that they do not have or they do not know about. Yeah? In fact, I already got an offer from one Chinese philanthropy. He has bought a land somewhere in Rawang for 6 acres, and he wants to donate the land for us. With the only option, can you make that land a place for the Muslim Chinese to stay? Which is not a problem. It's already a holiday resort. All the buildings are there. It's a matter of negotiating how to do with it. So if we can do this, there's a new income stream for us. But we need to think out of the box in a way, and sometimes not that easy because we are so used to. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. I think I will not take much of your time. I want to congratulate you. I think you have done fantastically well. But
of the many things.
Of the many things, you need to tell us maybe a few things that we can follow through and help you to make it at that world level, whatever. So your global center excites me. So when we talk about global center, what do you actually mean? What is it that you need so that it becomes truly global? And the word ethics and professionalism, I think, goes well with this global thing, given so many issues internationally with sustainability added onto it. So maybe we'll leave you alone for a while, then you decide what to do. We can have a smaller group meeting to structure this for 2020, 2022, 2023. How do you bring it about? As a 80% success story, I mean, something that you have already moved up in a forefront that needs a little bit more of helping out, basically, whatever support, moral support, financial or whatever, we will work it out. Is that possible? I think you've got a lot to offer. As a school chair, I think it's something that we need to keep. We are going to sign an MOU with them very soon. So that could be one, I think that would be something. But the global center is the one that I really want to look into. What is it that you have in mind on the global center for engineering? Right. Okay. So
That's it, inshallah. I think you're going somewhere else at 5 o'clock. I was informed by Dr. Sani. Okay, so I think I will give way to for Prof. Faris. He has something to say. Is it Prof? Sorry, Dr. Faris. I'm sorry. I thought Prof. Faris. Dr. Faris.
Prof. Faris, okay.
Sorry.
No, just sorry, I'll take 2 minutes just to respond to some of the queries. In terms of the blurring the lines between academician and also administrative staff, MSD actually has started this sabbatical program for admin staff. I was informed by Madam Aposto, but unfortunately until now no one applied. Right? So that's probably related to permanent staff concern, the change of mindset of the school. And but again, when we look at this, in terms of KPI, of course we don't have enough. We don't what is have enough financial resources to offer monetary reward, but that's why in MSD, one of the strategic initiatives on our roadmap is about creative rewarding. It has to be creative in terms of rewarding the staff. I think MSD is working on that as well. So, and then the signage, Rosani talked so much about improve signage apa semua kan. If you say if people come to KOE, they couldn't find their way around KOE, but in the first place, can they find KOE? That's what we're talking about, the WhatsApp letters, yang macam camps buat KM buat. We were thinking of whether we can do that for every kuliah in
Kuliahnya ni di dalam.
Itulah, so they have to find
it fully on the roof.
Yeah.
We have actually on the one that is facing the main road. There is on the building.
Yeah, but we are thinking of whether we can have that kind of WhatsApp signages for all kuliah standardized towards 40th anniversary, so people know which kuliah is which. And we appreciate if we can have support as well from KOE, but we are really looking to AR for our Senate room, Senate hall, and also our exhibition for 40th anniversary. So we know we cannot do much in the gallery because of space constraint, but we want to add on contents to AR. I've been speaking to the staff already, but we will add dalam mutu sekarang tengah tak pandai. And on one of the slides, you have something on accessibility for the disabled. I would like to inform you that we have set up a task force at university level for inclusivity. It's been checked by our Professor Gary, and it involves also disability service clinic. Several members from KOE, several staff from KOE are the members, Dr. Dr. Yassi, and Dr. Prof. Rakan. So probably they can also advise you on the university direction in terms of inclusivity. And that's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Maybe 40th anniversary, the idea was also to make IIM a tourist center. Meaning to say, because that's why we have just have a soft launch of art gallery, which collects art pieces from the embassies. We've got about 50 pieces now. That would be one for people to come. The Ghazali Walk is certainly one. And we will also put all these landmarks and all that everywhere. So that if you think to, people will say, I want to go to Ghazali Walk, they can actually go. And I want to see this. So there are, when they come to campus, they see a few things that they can visit at the same time. So it becomes a real garden of knowledge. They just don't see the building, but they can learn. And so we're building also a place for the Palestinian issues that the Mahdi wants us to do. So these are the various ideas that we have, so that this becomes synonymous with, because we are situated so far away from the city, which is good, but they sometimes do not know what we have got. So we want to put this up as a kind of publicity for the university.
Probably you can also talk about this stargazing activity that we intend to do at the Al-Ghazali Kulliyyah. Remember, we want to do this stargazing activities.
Yeah. One of the activities at Al-Ghazali is basically to do Yes, not stargazing, maybe moon sighting.
Astronomy lah.
Astronomy lah. This is what I learned from USM. A group of students, they just have got this telescope. They congregate every Friday night. They look and then some lectures were good in astronomy will tell them tonight you will see Mars or Venus or whatever. So they train and see. We started and within 2 months we've got 120 people bringing their own telescope. It becomes a big fanfare for every Friday night, weekly, that they have makan, they see these blazing stars and stuff like that, and public will come in with a telescope. That's a kind of that's a kind of atmosphere that I think we can create over a period of time.
For Sanis mentioned Dr. Hanafi or something, probably can help us out with this.
Dr. Hanafi too.
Our aerospace.
Okay. So many ideas. I can keep the ideas floating. We will try and do good whatever we can get. So before I end, I would like to thank you once again for your time, for your ideas, and for your hospitality, of course. Hope to come this again in maybe not so long ago, maybe in the next 6 months, and see what we can do together. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you very much. So just 60 seconds information on that IM Smart Hygiene project, at least towards the 40th anniversary. Yes, it's with Juara Technologies and Rahat. I'm holding two hats actually, oil and MC, bidang terjun sebenarnya. Right? So yes, they're going to have an MOU signing ceremony on the 10th of December. We booked you from Liza, 10th of December, 3 p.m. So what they will do is they'll showcase their robots. The ceremony at 4:30. They'll bring you to the banquet and showcase the robot for it. And for your information, on the 10th, we're organizing an MOU with 10 entities. 10. Hari itu 6 kan Tasri? 10. 10
December.
10th of December, 10 entities at 3 p.m.
Maknanya one day before, one day after the ambassador.
Yes, ambassador.
Can that thing be just to show off the Japanese whatever we have got? You put it there for
YouTuber.
It's a good publicity. I think if we can do that.
I think we still can because I have not sent the invitation yet. We're waiting for UMC tomorrow to approve a few MOU, then we'll go full steam ahead. What did you consider?
Okay.
All right. So that's one thing. That's the number two is you were talking about the CEO and the staff, the administrative staff attached to industry. I had a discussion with the ministry. They have this ada laluan lah, like the CEO faculty you have heard of before. For us, for young lecturers attached to CEOs, we had I think 10 or more. They are opening up for the admin staff, but that was before the PKP. Lepas tu dah PKP dah tu, saya pun tak tahu ke mana kementerian. Senyap. We were waiting for that. Memang we were discussing with MASTI Tasri, Majlis Persatuan Pentadbir Universiti Awam Malaysia, MASTI. They were involved in the discussion as the pengarah-pengarah of pejabat jaringan industri. But then everything was quiet after that. So we're still waiting. That's number two. Number three, yes, Assesco is going to give us the chair. Inshallah, kan, Prof. Haris, kan? Inshallah. And then another one is Assesco is going to organize an international symposium with us. We are the main organizer. Inshallah, in January or February, yet to discuss tomorrow. Assesco is from Rabat, Morocco. They will discuss with us tomorrow on that international symposium. And as well as they are offering us for boot camps, some boot camp for students, a lot of things they are offering us. Assesco sebenarnya.
Where? On the Zoom, the boot camp.
The book here, they want to come here, hybrid, so we are yet to discuss tomorrow with them. But they are proposing the chair with engineering and the symposium, international symposium for starters lah. And they talked about boot camp lah, apa dah semua tu. They can sponsor, even this symposium, they sponsor us 20k and Zoom pun bagi lesson free untuk the symposium lah. As well as you were talking about Huawei, I think the monitoring of Chinese in Zhejiang, right? I went to visit with ACAPS, Moto, and the universities. Yes, Huawei has this technology. It's in KL Central. They showcase this. So more orang boleh kesan, plate number, semua orang, face recognition, memang complete China. Jadi kalau you do any fault, kesalahan, they will tangkap on the spot. Camera are everywhere. Cameras. So that's the thing lah. So yeah, I think that's all, Tan Sri. Sorry for taking your time. Before I end, inshallah, hopefully this will be a fruitful session for us, kan? To inshallah give the feedback to the top management on our, current progress and of course our current constraint. Before I end, I think I have 2 pantuns here. Okay? Saya katakan buat santai, kan? Alright. Tuan Puteri pergi kerasa, pulang semula sebelah pagi. Kita bertemu, akhirnya berpisah. Diizin Tuhan bersua lagi. Pucuk pau delima batu. Anak 9 di tapak tangan. Walau jauh, Rector di orang nombor 1, hilang di mata, di hati jangan. Okay. I think that's all for today. I think hopefully Prof. Anasur will understand the pantun. Alright. So I end this important session with the speak Surah Al-Asr.
Mesti ni Zulina tahu ke, because she won the award. The meal dengan probably we can find out from her.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا